What's up, guys? Today we're going to be learning how to wheelie. The bike we're going to be learning on today is the Crf125f. I know a lot of you guys ask me in my comment sections, dude, how do you wheelie? Teach me how to wheelie. Well, today's the day, y'all. I got you. All right? Whatever bike you're on, this works, same thing, big or small. But I know a lot of you guys wanted to see me ride the Crf125. I know you guys like this bike, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it on this bike because, this is my little wheelie bike. I do a lot of different wheelies on a lot of different bikes, but this one's one of my favorites. Even though it doesn't have a lot of power and it weighs a lot, you can still get it up. All right, y'all, but this is, class number 1. This is the first day of class of how to wheelie, okay? Today we're gonna be learning how to wheelie with the clutch. That I make the next couple videos are gonna be without, different little tricks we can do and all this other stuff. But the first thing we're gonna learn how to do is get this front wheel up, all right? So first thing you want to do, once you're accustomed to the bike, once you're comfortable being on the bike, riding it, hitting that front brake and rear brake, just getting used to them brakes in a straight line, without popping no wheels up or nothing. All right, get comfortable with doing that. And then this is what I want you guys to do, okay? This is the first thing we're going to do, okay, guys? First thing we're going to do is, since you got a clutch, we're going to get used to where the clutch engages, all right? It's going to sound real simple, real silly, but we're going to do a couple of like starts and stops as if you were stopped at a stoplight or a stop sign, and then you took off, and then you're going to stop again, start again, and stop, all right? So I'm going to show you guys an example of that right now. Her car sounds like she's doing a wheelie. We're going to crank the bike up, and I'll show you an example, okay, what I want you guys to do. First thing you want to do is get comfortable with where the clutch engages, all right, y'all? So, my clutch right here, it engages pretty far out. I gotta let the clutch almost all the way out for it to go out. I gotta adjust it, but that's what we're gonna do. Give a little bit of gas, take off like you're coming off from a stop sign. So just go, a couple feet and then stop again and do the same thing over again, all right? Same thing I'm about to do, all right? Right here. And keep your feet on the ground, because when we go to do the wheelie the first couple times, we're gonna have our feet on the ground first, all right? Just to get comfortable with that bike being up and, being back here, all right? So first take off, nice and slow, clutch out, stop. Just use the where it engages, all right? Nothing crazy. And then after that, once you get that down a couple times, I want you to practice that for a couple minutes. And then after that, go ahead and give a little bit more gas than you usually would. Take off like starting from a race and you try and take off fast, all right? But not too crazy, all right? Just a little bit, a little bit faster, all right? You just want to get used to that bike, jerking a little bit more than usual, all right? Not necessarily getting that front wheel off the ground, but just taking off a little bit faster, all right? Here, keep those feet on the ground. You guys to do a couple of those just to get used to that. And then once you get that down, once you get that good and consistent, you know what I mean? You don't want to be letting the clutch out, weird sometimes and good some other times. You want to have it down good and consistent, all right? Really important about doing wheelies is keeping everything consistent, smooth, because it's a lot lying on you flipping backwards, all right? So you don't want to make any little mistakes, anything silly, all right? So after that, once you get that down, what I want you guys to do is, do the same thing like we did before, but as you let the clutch out with a little bit more gas than usual, than before, I want you to lean back. I want you to pull your arms and lean back. Straighten your arms out and throw all your weight to the back of the bike, all right? As you're letting the clutch out and giving gas, all right? So you want that front wheel to get up a little bit. Not too much, maybe just, a couple inches, but you want to get used to that feeling of that front wheel coming up. Keep both feet on the ground. You want to keep both feet flat on the ground, sliding against the ground, because when we go further and further back, you're going to use your feet almost like a back brake. And I'll show you guys in a little bit, all right? So first now, what we're going to do is, a little bit more gas than before. Let the clutch out a little bit faster. That way the bike, kind of, jerks, and you want to pull your body weight back a little bit, all right? So this is what it looks like right here, all right? You want to get that front wheel up just a little bit, all right? And as soon as it comes up, just hold that clutch in and go back down, all right? Just a little boom, 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 all right? Watch it right here. ground too. Don't lift them up, all right? Little by little, all right? Don't even, it's no rush. All right? So really important, you know, is to have your arms semi-relaxed also, because you can't be super, all tense and all strong on arms. Really, with anything you do on a motorcycle or even on a bicycle, you never want to be really tense. Anything with two wheels, you don't want to be tense on the upper body. You got to relax those arms to a certain extent. You know, you still want to be in control of the bike, but you don't want to input too much force on the handlebars, all right? But yeah, so when you do that, you don't want to be all stiff and, kind of like that. You want to relax those arms. As soon as that bike starts to jerk, you want to kind of go into the rhythm of the bike and lean back as the bike, you know what I mean? Notice how my arms lock out, boom, and that bike, I carry the bike up with me almost. Watch this. You kind of load it up like a spring, all right? You kind of bend it a little bit, and then you kind of bounce back. You don't just sit back here and you don't just sit back and go like that. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of go a little forward a little bit and then spring back like a spring. And stay lean back, all right? You want to stay lean back as far as that wheel is like. All right? Now what I want you guys to do is do the same thing, but get that front wheel up a little bit more than what you're comfortable with, all right? And then once we get to that balance point, I'll explain what we're going to do there, all right? But now we're going to try to get the wheel a little bit further up. As soon as you get it up, hold that clutch in and go back down and stop, all right? Nice and controlled. All right? Watch this right here. All right, that was a little bit too high. Y'all probably not going to put it that high, but... All right, some more or less, just a little bit higher. Nothing crazy. So once you get that front wheel up a little bit more than normal than what you're doing the past couple times, nice and consistently is what you want to get it. You don't want to have it, a little bit up one time, a lot up one time, a little bit, you know what I mean? You want to get it consistent, all right? What we're doing right now is slowly but surely building confidence to be in that wheelie. Because what I did when I first started out is I just, I wish I would have learned this way. What I did, I just went out and, trying to really fell back a whole bunch of times and, realized, all right, I fell back, now I'm, I know how it feels to fall. So, you know what I mean? I was a little bit less afraid of it. But, you don't want to crash, all right? This is a nice, safe, slowly but sure, way to wheelie and get it consistent, all right? So after that, you want to do the same thing. First gear, pop it up, and once you get to the top, you want to hold the gas when you get to the top, all right? You want to try to find a balance point to where, you feel like you're about to fall back, but you're not going to. You want to hold it right at that point. So not too far back, but not too low down. If the front wheel isn't high enough, the bike's just going to fall back down on the front wheel no matter how much gas you give it, all right? You got to get to that balance point and keep a steady, consistent amount of gas, all right? You don't want to be... You want to try your best to go, you're nice, a little smooth, you know what I mean? You can cut it a little bit, but you don't want to be really, you know what I mean? Nothing major, all right? So this is what it looks like, all right? When you get to the balance point, use your feet as back brakes, all right? So when you come back too far, I'll show you guys what it looks like real quick, all right? When you go back too far, what you want to do is put your feet down harder on the ground. You're going to be sliding your feet on the ground. Like I said, don't lift them up off the ground when you wheelie. Keep them on the ground planted and, slide them as you go. That way, if you go too far back, you put them down solid, and then it slows you down, almost like a back brake. That's it right there. You can probably hear it too. I can hear my shoes, you know what I mean, sliding. You put all your body weight, take it off of the seat and put it on the ground, you know what I mean, slide your feet. That slows you down and that slows the bike down too, and that'll get that front wheel to drop back down. If you go too far back, I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. If you fall too far back and your feet can't slow you down anymore, you're gonna have to walk with the bike a little bit. You're gonna be going slow first gear, so walk with the bike and then let it back down. Alright, you can just walk it. Or you can put your feet down harder. Alright, look. So now what we're going to do, now that you know how it looks when you fall back or go too far back, what you do Now we're gonna try to keep that front wheel up, all right? Keep that front wheel up, get to that balance point, lean, make sure you lean back on that bike, all right? Your arm's gonna be not all the way straightened out. You know, you probably will be first starting out. You're gonna have a little bit of bend, almost straightened out, but not all the way straightened out, all right? And you just wanna dump that clutch, lean back, gas, and keep that gas, all right? Don't cut it, all right? This is what it's gonna look like, okay? While keeping your you want to do all that while keeping your feet, you know, planted on the ground, all right? So like I said, more or less a consistent throttle. You know, if you do cut it and chop it, only a little bit, only all right? You don't want to be jerking the bike too much, upsetting the bike, all right? So that's pretty much it right there. That's class number 1, guys. Day number 1 of how to wheelie. I want you guys to practice that, get it really consistent. And like I always tell people, you know, repetition is the, you know, the key. You know what I mean? You guys got to practice. This is what I did. You know what I mean? Because there was one point in time where I didn't know how to wheelie. You know, I was crashing and I was, you know, scared to get it all the way back and scared to fall over. You know what I mean? You just got to get, you know, comfortable. You're doing wheelies, practice them a whole bunch, and you'll get it down. You know what I mean? You know, it just takes practice and it takes time. You know what I mean? It took me years to get to the level of, you know, wheeling motorcycles to, you know, now. But I'll go ahead and set it up with a couple of wheelies right now, you know, just to show you guys what's coming up in the next couple classes. You know, this was class number 1. You know, this is just the basis of showing you guys where to start at, you know, as far as wheeling. You know, you guys do this, get real comfortable doing it. And then, you know, the class number 2 is coming real soon, y'all, all right? I'm gonna show you guys a couple wheelies, you know, with the back brake real quick, all right? All right. Good?
Okay.
I'm gonna show y'all the combos. We'll take it step by step. Peace.